astrology, and other divinatory arts are not a replacement or substitute for physical or psychiatric health care. If this is an emergency situation or you are in crisis, please do not defer your wellness to readings or horoscopes. Seek situation-appropriate, qualified assistance instead. Blessings and welcome everyone, Nico here, and it's time for another weekly All Signs general forecast for the week starting August 8th, 2022. Now remember, what we're talking about in these videos is what we are all going through at the same time, in addition to what I have already discussed in the individual sign forecast videos, which I have already put up and published for both Patreon supporters and YouTube member supporters. And so if you haven't seen those yet and you're one of them, go check them out for goodness sake. And if you'd like to sign up for one of those options, you can follow the links in the down bar below. If you're ever interested in getting a session with me, you can go on ahead to my website. It's integrativemysticism.com, or you can follow the links in the down bar below as well. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. You know I appreciate it, and of course engagement helps this channel out a lot. And if you are interested in going a bit deeper into the realms of all things spiritual, magical, supernatural, and paranormal, you might want to check out the Integrative Mysticism YouTube channel. That has been a growing project here this summer, and a lot of videos are already getting populated there. So if you're interested in learning about the supernatural, or you're interested in more of the Integrative Mysticism podcast work that Rob and I have been doing, or you are interested in the vault where I am restoring some of my old videos from back in the day, like pre-2016, 2017, that's where they are. Go and check them out. Working on them every day. So what's happening here when it comes to your cards? Well, for your big spiritual theme, or should I say our big spiritual theme, we've got the Ten of Cups upright. And with the Ten of Cups upright, there is this big focus on sort of a resolution. There's a mandate for resolution and harmony and peace and bringing things to as happy a transition point as possible in all stories and narratives that we have been carrying on in recent history, or maybe even for a long time. The Ten of Cups upright brings us to a point where we are getting a chance to graduate, to promote ourselves, to step up to a higher station, a higher status, a higher place of comfort, contentment, as well as ease and grace in all things. However, with the Ten of Cups, this could also be a very busy week as well, because in order for this to occur and a lot of these long stories or long ages and eras to be resolved, a lot of parts need to be moved around, a lot of characters coming in and out, as well as a lot of plot threads getting wrapped up as quickly but as maybe let's just say as easily as possible or as conveniently as possible. And so while there is this focus on bringing more peace and harmony and contentment everywhere, it is also going to be a time where we are resolving things that may be standing in the way or precluding that peace and harmony. But luckily it's all happening at the same time, so we can always lean in to that happily ever after moment that the Ten of Cups always promises. When it comes to material circumstances, work, finances, general abundance, practical affairs, we've all got the Two of Cups upright, which is all about unification and two heads being better than one. And this is going to be a persistent theme throughout the course of this week, especially when it comes to joining forces or maybe even strengthening forces that are already joined in whatever fashion they are joined. This is a great time for partnerships. This is a great time for business alliances. This is a great time for mergers. This is a great time for combining interests and assets. In fact, whether you are already doing that with somebody or you are looking to open up to opportunities where you are no longer going solo, or you're looking to make more room for a new collaboration or a new team effort or a new joint operation, that's there. Or if you need to make room for something that's already in existence and needs more time, energy, and space to generate new wealth for you, and for the other, of course, in the situation, this is going to be the perfect week to get the groundwork laid and already working for us. However, with the Two of Cups upright, of course, now that also means we've got to be ready for additions. We've got to make space for this, right? We can't just carry on the way we have the last couple of, years, or the way we always have. We have to change our nature, evolve our nature to be ready to work with more people, or to at least handle more than one crowd, more than one population, more than one sensibility at a time. The Two of Cups, however, always promises success through unions or bringing unions closer and solidifying them, because this is going to create a snowball effect. It's not 1 + 1 = 2 with the Two of Cups. It's 1 + 1 = 4 somehow. When it comes to community, friends, relatives, and other people in our lives, we do have the Two of Pentacles reversed. And so this may be a week where we also need to see where it's time to start downsizing, where it's time to start paying attention to distractions, to things that are maybe slowing us down or taking up time, taking up energy, not really giving anything back, but rather holding up the works on what we do care about. Sometimes the Two of Pentacles reverse can show up where we are too scattered to make any difference, where we want to make a difference. And sometimes we need to adjust our focus. Are we overcommitted? Are we spread too thin? Is there something going on where we are juggling too many balls to be able to do anything else? And where is it time to downsize a little bit? Sometimes the Two of Pentacles reversed can show up where we might need to make some departures, whether it's departures from certain associations, departures from certain maybe team or community affiliations, or maybe it's a certain departure from an obligation or a task or something that we hold space for, host, or continue to maintain for another person or another household. We may be doing this for the sake of our space, our household, our family, our loved ones, and we're just not really going to do this for that family or that household anymore. What can we do to optimize the space and the time that we have, make the most of it with the Two of Pentacles reversed? That's going to be a huge theme here, because you're going to make a bigger difference. If we quantified it, say, in terms of money. I don't mean to make it about money. It's just that it's the easiest example I can think of here on the spot, because I don't like to come back and redo these things. If you have $10,000, you're going to make a bigger difference dividing that $10,000 between 5 people, giving $2,000 to each, as opposed to giving $1 to 10,000 people and calling yourself a super generous person. And so how we are dividing ourselves, where we're choosing them to make the difference, how we are going to be not only working with others, but working with and for ourselves, is going to need to be reorganized. When it comes to our challenge of the week, we've got the Page of Pentacles upright. This week is all about setting things in new order. And the Page of Pentacles is all about getting organized. If you haven't noticed, it's a very grounded, very stabilizing kind of week. We are having earth and water meet and work together, and that is dominant here in the cards themselves. And with the Page of Pentacles, the biggest challenge we've got to pay attention to is where is it that we need to make necessary changes so that positive growth will stick, as opposed to just come and go and, only be visiting us or visiting our work or visiting our office or our career or our household for, a short-term basis every single time. How do we make things last? How do we make new, organized, prosperous stories in our lives last the test of time? How do we stop any kind of situation where we may constantly be taking a step back or slowing down for too long? The Page of Pentacles upright as a challenge is saying, well, we've got to take longevity seriously, which means we have to also make sure that we are enforcing positive change and maintaining positive change consistently. So don't be wishy-washy, don't be weak about these things. When it comes to relationships with love, romance, and partnerships, we do have the Eight of Swords in reverse. And the Eight of Swords reversed is a beautiful card because it's all about freedom. It's all about release, letting go of things that ultimately have either bound or restricted us, that may have either been self-imposed or imposed by the outside that we maybe maintained or sustained for whatever reason. And very much like that Two of Pentacles reversed, a lot of relationships are getting a chance to break free of some kind of attachment, some kind of bind, or maybe some kind of element in the relationship that has controlled the freedoms and the narratives of everybody involved. Sometimes the Eight of Swords reversed can be something that has been running in the relationship for a long time. Sometimes the Eight of Swords reversed is something that ties us to an earlier story or an earlier stage of life in the relationship. This could be a debt. This could be a family story. This could be an old event. This could be whatever, could still be having a haunting presence in the relationship. With the with the Eight of Swords reversed, this is about exorcising that ghost out of our world. When it comes to the maybe single or available people out there, the Eight of Swords reversed is also indicating that some kind of block to attaining the relationship you desire, or maybe even meeting the people that you are attracted to, whether it's because of space or where you're looking or what you're doing or when, or what they're doing and when, is going to be remediated this week, right? With the Eight of Swords reversed, there is a freedom. There is sort of a big release of not only blocks and burdens, but also veils, clouds, and partitions. So that is what I've got for you all. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. You know I appreciate it. And should you ever wish to get a session with me, you can go on ahead to my website. It's integrativemysticism.com.